In this video, I want to show you how to not just install the Facebook pixel. I'm going to walk you through how to create a Facebook pixel and then how to install it on different platforms so that you can track any traffic that you're trying to track with your Facebook and Instagram ads. I'll also show you how to do that with Google Analytics, although I'm not going to go into anything except just installing the Google Analytics code in this video. Once you have logged into your business settings or your business manager, you go to business settings. Over here on the left menu, there's pixels. So we're going to go ahead and add a new pixel. If you've already had a pixel created, then you don't need this step here. So in this case, we're just going to call it, that. This is going to be optional. I'm going to skip it for now. Okay, so your pixel isn't ready to use yet. Are you wanting to set up a pixel? I'm going to say set up a pixel now. And I want to click where it says manually add pixel code to the website. A couple different reasons. So what it's going to do is it's going to give you a code here that looks very complicated, but at the same time, all you got to do is copy it and follow the instructions that it says here for some of these platforms I'm going to be showing you. So let's go ahead and copy this code right here. And if you have a WordPress website, what you want to do is you want to go, obviously log in, go to your admin section of that website. I'm going to use this one as an example. And over here on the left menu, you see you have a whole bunch of options. So that code that I just copied, you would actually want to go to your themes editor. And then we're looking for our theme header. Here we go. Sorry about that. So we're looking for the theme header. If we go back to our instructions over here, it says copy and paste the pixel code into the bottom of the header section of your website, just above the /head tag here, and install the base code on every page of your website. Well, if you're doing it this way, and you come here to the theme header, which is a header.php code. This code is on every web page of your WordPress site. So all you got to do is look through the code here. You see where it says head, right? And what we want to do now, the code that we've already copied, it says to put it right underneath the head. Okay, so we're going to do enter once, paste, and update file. Now, I'm not going to do it in this case because it's not even the right pixel code for this website here, but you go ahead and update the file and it's there. Okay, and it installs it on all of your web pages. Now it's going to start to track any website visitors that we get on this page. What about if you want to track other things, not just the website visitors? Maybe you want to track leads or time on the website, or just certain other things that you can do with the Facebook pixel. You want to track more things. So what I recommend is for you to install a plugin. When it comes to WordPress, the way it works is you can install extra little apps, or they call them plugins, that work with your website. So there's one called Pixel Your Site. It's free. You can also upgrade and you can do a lot more things, but the free version allows you to come in here and install your Facebook pixel code. So you're not going to paste this whole thing here. All we want actually is just the actual code itself. So let's just go ahead and X out of here. And this code right here is the actual pixel code. So you can just click it once, copies it to your clipboard, go back to your website, and then this is where you would put in your pixel ID right here. One more thing that I recommend is you should enable advanced matching, so that now, with a lot of changes going on, especially as I shoot this video here, there's changes going on with the iOS tracking, abilities and things like that. So enabling the advanced matching is going to be able to capture extra data that's happening on your website that Facebook might be able to track back to your ads. So, or just if you're not doing ads, it'll be able to, build your audience better by matching more data. The more data they can match about the user on your website, the better your custom audiences are going to be. So I recommend to turn this on, and then we're going to save it. So if we scroll down, save settings. Okay, it's as easy as that. That's why I like this Facebook pixel code here. Now, if you wanted to track extra things, let me see if it shows up on here. Okay, we're tracking key actions with the signal event. So if you see here on forms, on downloads, comments, it's tracking searches. So you can turn all of these off, but at the same time, why not, right? you can have those on if you want. By using this pixel or by using this plugin, it makes it very easy to be able to track all of those extra things. By the way, the Google Analytics code here, now that we're here, we're going to go to click for settings, and you're going to want the Google Analytics tracking code right here. If you don't know how to get that, let me go ahead and show you. So once you're in Google Analytics here, what you want to do is, once you've logged in, you go at the bottom left corner where it says admin and tracking info, tracking code, I believe is where we're going to get it here. I'll show you. And this tracking ID number that shows up right here starts with a UA, tracking ID number. Okay. That's the one that you want to put in there. I'm going to not put it in because that's actually a different, whole different Google Analytics site that account that I'm showing you for this. But you would just type it in there, scroll all the way down again, and click Save Settings. It's very, very simple when it comes to this stuff. You just have to know where you need to add in all of these different codes. When it comes to Shopify, you have a couple different options, all right? Number one, Shopify offers you an option to add in a Facebook app, right from their store. By the way, they call them apps. Same thing as WordPress calling them plugins. It's just an extra thing that works with your website to get different things done. So in this case, we're trying to set up all our pixels across all the different pages. And this one's a little bit more complicated because you have add to cart, initiate checkout, purchases. You might even have one-click upsell or post-purchase funnels. And it can become a little bit confusing or complicated. So one thing I want to say is I never recommend for you to use the Facebook app because it's just not the best. I've tested it and it always misses sales or it's always set up incorrectly. And I always recommend for you to use something called Trackify. Trackify is an app that does cost money, but you do get a free trial, by the way, and you can set it up and test it out. But it costs about $29 a month, depending on the level that you're getting, between $19 to $60 a month. But $29 a month is not that bad for you to be able to track every single event correctly on your website here on your Shopify store. And they have amazing customer service. So if you ever are experiencing anything like the Facebook pixels not working correctly, you can reach out to them and they'll take care of it for you most of the time. And if they can't, they might have to charge you like $100 to have a technician go in and fix all the coding for you. It's a lot better than you trying to figure it out on yourself or going to Fiverr and figuring out, trying to hire somebody that may or may not know what they're doing. I know these guys know what they're doing. So Trackify, can't say enough about them. That's what I recommend for you to set up your Facebook pixel. I have a whole Facebook video that shows you exactly how to do that for Trackify. So if you want to go through that, I'll link it down below and you can go through that video and it goes into more detail. But let me show you the other two ways. I'm not going to show you the app way because I don't even recommend it. Okay. But there is another way that you can do it, and that's by going to your online store menu, and I believe it's under preferences. Exactly. And then you can go in here and say set up Facebook, and it says connect your Facebook with the Facebook app. So now it's going to direct you back to the app. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show you was the Google Analytics is the same way as when we did it in using the other plugin inside WordPress. You just type in simply your Google Analytics code in here and you scroll down to the bottom and you click save every time you're making a change. It's as simple as that, and it'll install all your Google Analytics everywhere. Now, let me show you how to verify that you're actually installing this correctly or not. So if I click here to online store, you want to get a Chrome extension that you're going to be able to click on here, and it's called the Facebook Pixel Helper, and it's going to detect if you have the Facebook Pixel installed in here or not, and it even tells you what event it's tracking. It's the page view event. Okay. If I were to go into, let's just say I go to jeans and I add this one and I add it to my cart. So if I go to cart, I should be able to click this thing here and it should be able to tell me if I'm tracking the cart or not. And I am. I'm tracking people landing on this page. So it's page view. They're viewing the page and viewing the cart. Okay, they're on my cart page. And if I click checkout, I should be able to track it here. And in this case, it's not. This is a perfect example of what I would do. Reach out to Trackify support and be like, hey, when people get to the checkout here, actually, this is technically not the checkout. Let's just go one more step and let's see if it's tracking the checkout or not. All right, so I added in all my information here. I made it all the way to the end, but it's still not tracking anything on as far as checkouts. Okay, if I go past this point, it will track the purchase, which is great, but I also need it to track people checking out after the cart. The next step is the checkout, right? I need Facebook to know that people are going through this funnel step in order to get me better data and better results. So you want to go ahead and fix that. And this is exactly why I'm saying that Shopify would be your best bet, because otherwise you have to go into the Shopify store code and this and that and try to figure out how to set up this Facebook pixel code for the checkout page. All right. The last thing I wanted to show you here is how to set up your Facebook pixel when you're using your ClickFunnels account. So in this case, you're going to go to the settings section here. In the settings section, you see where it says head tracking code. So there's actually two ways you can do this, or I'm just going to show you the way I would do it. I would add my head tracking code, meaning the code that we saw back here. Remember the first time I was showing you, we have a pixel code that we copy and paste that it would apply to every single page on that domain. Well, in this case, it would apply to every single page inside of this ClickFunnels, which we only have 2 steps, but still, if you had 5 different steps on this funnel, it would apply to every single page without you having to do one by one. Okay, so the head tracking code. Now, how do we get that? Let's say that you are here and you don't know how to get your code anymore. Okay, what you want to do is you want to go to Open Events Manager. All right, so as you can see, if you have more than one pixel, by the way, you can just search for it here. But as you can see, we have an error code over here because we don't have anything tracking yet. And it says here, your pixel hasn't received any activity. So this is what it looks like when it's a brand new pixel. Okay, so you're going to want to click on Continue Pixel Setup. We're going to choose Facebook Pixel Connect, and I want to choose manually add pixel code to my website because I want to get this code right here. Okay, this is my base code. This is the one that I want on every single page. So again, I can track any website visitor to any of these pages. So copy code, and I go to my ClickFunnel, and I'm going to paste it here in my head tracking section, and scroll down to the bottom, save and update. Okay, now let me show you if I were to go to this website here. This is a funnel that we were building out for our upcoming webinar that you should definitely attend. Okay, so no pixel found. It's not tracking yet. Let's figure out why. I'm going to go back to settings. Okay, so I'm going to go down to save and update. Maybe it didn't go through, so let's see here. There it is. I guess it just hadn't updated yet. But as you can see, here's the pixel, the new earth, which I got to remember to delete because that's not the correct one for here. But it is tracking every single page here, website visitor or page visitor, I should say. Now, if I wanted to add a specific code here to this, let's say the second page here, the webinar confirmation page, because I want to be able to track if people make it to the second page, that means they gave me their information and they registered. So I want to track them as a lead. So what you want to do is you want to edit the page and go to the section that is called tracking code. Now on this section here, I want to add one extra code, which is right here. We're going to click continue. Like I said, I do want this automatic advanced matching. You can turn it on over there on the plugin like I showed you earlier, or you can turn it on here inside the business manager, which I recommend. Continue. Yeah, I'm not going to verify it just yet because I'm not even using the right domain like I had showed you. Okay, so what I'm looking for is I want to get my code. Okay, so I already installed it to this page. Okay. So here's another option, which I normally don't use it this way, but I'll show you now that I'm here. You can use an event setup tool, which is sometimes it does make it a lot easier. Let me show you what that looks like. So let's say I wanted to set up something on this page right here. I would have to go and grab the URL, which would be this URL here, and then come back and paste it here. This is the website where I want to put in my code. And then we click on Open Website, if it lets me. What you want to do is you want to come to this section, install events using code, because I want to be able to track. Here we go. I want to track not purchase, but leads, right? So you could easily just copy this right here. And if you scroll down a little bit more, you should see all the standard events that we have, like this right here. Here is the standard event name, which is lead. So if I was trying to track initiate checkouts, I would use this. If I was trying to track purchases on this funnel, then I would use this. So it's important. Reason I'm pointing this out is it is important if there is a space, if it has a capital or not. These are standard events that Facebook is tracking, because you can get into a whole world of custom events, but we're not getting into that. Just going over the custom events here, the standard events, I should say. So lead is the one I want to track. So I'll show you what I would do. I copied the other code that I show you on the web page before that, which is this one right here. Right? I grab that and I come to this web page here. This is the second page of the funnel. I'm going to click edit page. I'm going to click tracking code right here where it says settings, tracking code, and then you can install the code right here on the header is fine. It's going to go on top of the other code that we've already installed across all of the pages. But in this case, I don't need to track currency. I'm just tracking leads. So I would come here and I would delete and I would type in lead. So now what's happening here is Facebook is tracking. And what is it tracking? A standard event called lead. Again, if you make it on this website here on this web page, which I'll link it in the description, you'll get to the standard events. And then this is the list of all the standard events. If I wanted to track a purchase, all I would have to do is copy this, come back and change this part out. And now I would be tracking a purchase. So every time a person lands here after giving me their username and password, I would be tracking a purchase. And when you go to your events, when you go to your Facebook ads manager, right, where you're running your dashboard, where you're running all your ads, it would show up as a purchase, not as a lead. Make sense? Hopefully it does. If it doesn't, let me know in the comments down below. And let me know if this was helpful or not. If I missed anything that you guys want a specific tutorial on how to install the Facebook Pixel code on any other type of platform or page, just let me know and I can make a different video. But essentially it's all the same thing. You want to install the main base code, they call it, across all your web pages. And then if you're tracking different things for specific or certain pages, you want to do that by using this type of coding right here, which is just the standard events code. All right. See you next time.